Good afternoon. Welcome. Risk on episode 59, Fish Head Cannons and Charity Coins. Big last few days in crypto and finance news. Brought to you by FOMO. Go mess around with their web app today. Download the app as well. Use promo code RISKON. 10% off all fees there. Go trade with us. And welcome. Good day today, guys. Equities are just ripping.
Turbo.
I'm a
Turbo
happy
ripping.
guy. I'm a Google
Yep.
respecter, an Amazon
Yep.
respecter.
I was going to say we've got two Google guys here, haven't we? Shit, man. I'm a bit sidelined. Equities kind of sucks.
Fully sidelined or a bit sidelined?
Completely sidelined. Yeah, completely sidelined.
Wow.
I know, bad fucking stuff, guys.
He doesn't respect the U.S. economy.
Yeah.
He's just
Not a
over
US
there in the
economy
UK.
respect.
Just a bad guy. This whole time, it's been one of them ones where I've been watching it grind up, and I'm like, don't want to buy here. It could be the top, and then it just puts in a new high just within a few days, and I'm just a complete donkey who's sidelined again. And tough.
It's the crypto
tough.
mindset. The crypto
It
mindset
is,
is
yeah.
baked deep into your blood, into your DNA.
Yeah. The crypto mindset is a fucking cancer when it comes to like long-term thinking. I'm sitting here like trying to like, I was trying to like time some of my equity positions, and it was like, dude, like just go like look at the last 100 years of charts, like just fucking hold on to it. If you don't need the money for 10 years, 20 years, whatever, why are you thinking about selling it? It makes no sense to try to time this.
It's the ultimate, like, they say time in market over timing the market.
Yes.
It's unfortunately true, as boring as that sounds. But it's funny. We were talking right before we got on the stream. We were saying, like, I don't know about Zats. He's sidelined over there, but wouldn't I like probably 90% of my, overall portfolio of everything is equities, real estate, etc.
Yeah.
And I literally never look at this stuff. Like I see alerts. Obviously we're on Twitter, like staying up to date on everything going on, but like I rarely actually open up my equity portfolio.
Yeah.
I'm much more concerned about the 5 to 10% of Asteroid, Shiba, Dog, Inu going to the moon, and I have to monitor that all day, every day, and I'm stressing out, man. Been staring at this chart, stressing.
There you go.
Anything in the crypto world, it's I view it as the everything else is safe, but then you got it's the Google Zcash barbell, and you got to focus on the lower half of the barbell.
Great barbell.
Monitor that.
I think Asteroid Zcash barbell. That's what I'm on. That's what I've been on. Don't have Google, unfortunately. Don't know Amazon.
That's his
no
sideline
Google.
equities, but he is all in Asteroid and Zcash.
Yeah, I leave Asteroid. I'm going to make up for it when I hit a 10x on this. No, not going to happen. Realistic. I'm probably going to close at a loss.
It might though. That's the reality. That's why you stay locked into this stuff. Ideally, lower size. I don't know if we've been good at doing the lower size thing in this regard, but
maybe a little too much, in. But we can dream.
Are you guys big Asteroid bulls still? Like, I know you guys have just kept on buying, but like, are you buying because it's a narrative that you think has legs, or are you buying because you think it's a coin that ETH whales are going to pump?
No, I'm buying because I want you to be wrong.
That's the best.
It's purely a vendetta bet.
Yeah.
And pride maxing situation over here.
Yeah, I want to be over there. Like, I made 7 figures off Asteroid, and you were sidelined. That's gonna be fucking magical. I tell you, probably not gonna happen, and probably the inverse will happen, where I'll lose 30%, and then you'll be like, bro, you just lost 70K. You're a donkey. You're a
Swizzle. Why are you an Asteroid, Swizzle?
Because sometimes you got to do things to make a statement. Sometimes you just have to make a statement. No, I think there's been such a dearth of on-chain, like it's been a desert. It's been just a wasteland of garbage for months on end, and the volume is still not back. There's still really not a lot of sustainable narratives. Do I think the narrative itself matters that much anymore? Probably not. But there's something that happened here when I look at price action where the price stabilized up at this floor. Like it didn't retrace. And there's clearly some larger forces at play, in my opinion, when you look at the way the chart has been supported. Volume has gone down, and in this case, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think
Maybe
there's some
coping now.
opportunity here. I think there's some opportunity here. I am cautiously bullish.
I love the one. Sellers have run out of tokens.
Yeah.
Sellers
Until
have
they haven't, right?
Yeah,
Like,
until sellers perk up and become David Goggins again. But
The other side of the argument is maybe buyers have run out of money to buy it.
don't say that, bro. Don't say that.
for sure. No, here's the thing. You're probably right. Like 90%, you're probably right, Wood. But we've all been doing this a long time. Sometimes you get this feeling and you can't really justify it or rationalize it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But there's just when you've been in crypto long enough, sometimes you just feel something like you just know what's about to happen. And it doesn't make sense. It shouldn't happen probably because the narrative has slowed down a lot. But I just feel it, man. I just feel like something's going to happen.
What's the last coin that happened where you? All right, I'll tell
It's
you
been
the
a
last
long
coin
time.
I can remember where it shouldn't have gone up, but it did was Troll. Troll was
Troll's
the
a good
worst coin
example.
ever.
That's
it
a
was
really good
such a
example.
dumb coin. I blasted 0.5% at 25 million and rode it to 270.
That was just crime, though. Come on.
That was just crime.
It doesn't. We don't use those words.
Vault.
It doesn't matter what happens. What matters is
up.
it going to go up or not? And
So Asteroid
that's a
at
good
a
example,
buck
actually.
50. Asteroid at a buck 50 though, you think has what juice for a 50%?
350.
I think
450
as soon
mil.
as you set.
So
price
you guys
targets,
are
you're
betting
putting yourself in a
multiple six
difficult-
figures on a 2x.
No.
On an illiquid
I am
2x.
simply saying higher. I don't. As soon as I put a price target on it, then I should get out of the trade because I think then you're anchored to something. All I know is it's going higher. That's
Asymmetric
my
upside,
thesis.
you're saying.
Real
High.
shit.
You have no
I don't
targets.
know. I don't
You
know. I have
up
no
and to the
real
right.
thesis. I have no real thesis. I have no explanation other than it feels good to hold right now. It just feels good.
It's screaming at me. Like the number 350 is screaming at me, man. I feel it in the chart. Every time I open it, Wood. I wish you felt it, you know? Maybe you just haven't
I
done it,
wish
you
I
know?
felt it too, but you know,
got it.
I'm over here 2xing my money and like I'm up 50% on my Amazon position in the last.
It's boring.
In the
By the
last
way,
few
can
days.
you guys imagine if like a random non-crypto Twitter listener who like just accidentally clicked on this and started like listening for a couple minutes and they're like, okay,
These guys
what-
suck, bro.
These guys are
guys
actual
suck.
idiots.
Yeah, these
Oh, we
guys
are
fucking
actual idiots.
But
We
the
are actual
crazy
idiots.
thing is that this works, what we're talking about. In certain scenarios, probably not in a bear market like this, but at times that would be the mindset in a bull market that you should have, which is crazy to say.
I'm surprised it isn't lower. You know, I'm surprised it isn't lower. I'm surprised it hasn't broke down, and that's what's keeping me going. You know, it's not sub 100 mil yet.
Every time it goes to like 110 mil, we just see people spamming wallets that have like $1 million in them, throwing money into it to support.
Yeah,
the
I love saying that in group chats. I won't even look at the wallet. I'll be like, Binance is
Just
buying.
make it up.
Binance is buying.
Binance is buying, guys.
$40 million in this wallet. It only holds USDC and Asteroid.
The Binance listing for Asteroid has been coming for about a month now.
Yeah,
the coin's
everyone
not
loves-
even been alive for a month, but the Binance
Are people
listing's
talking
been
about
coming for a
Binance
month.
listings? Because
Oh, of
that's
course.
Every time the coin goes
I
up,
don't
wallet,
like that.
oh, Binance
don't like
wallet,
that.
Freshies.
You know who's a
bidding it up.
prime culprit for that? Yeah, Plato. She loves she loves going Binance Freshies. Binance Freshies buying the chart, guys. And it's like you look at the wallet, 10K in. No one's asking them questions. No one's asking them questions. But
I really
Binance
don't
Freshies-
like that. It makes me reconsider because, I mean, I've probably been in 50 coins where the Binance listing rumors have started, and not once has it ever happened.
Fog was a big Binance listing. Big Binance listing,
yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
I-
raise.
Beginning
I
of the
could
end.
really-
Beginning of the end.
I could really use the money I put in for the Flog listing right now, guys.
Why don't you give Cabana a bell? Why don't you give
Should
Cabana
give
a bell?
Cabana a little ring.
Yeah,
Can I have my 20? Can I have my 20K back? I've got a fucking couch to buy, man. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
come on, Cabana. He probably bought a couch with that. He probably found his new house. So
Yeah,
you go.
seriously. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys win. I mean, you know, whenever I say it, I hope you win. No, I hope
You
lose.
literally don't want us to win, though.
every time it goes down, you're dropping stickers in the group chat.
I want you to win I really don't want you to win. I hate being wrong. I really hate being wrong. I'm okay being sidelined. I just don't get this one. If it goes up and you guys make money and you get to rub it in my face, that'll be really fun for you guys, though. So I hope you get to do that to me. I hope you get to feel like what it feels like to win when no one else thinks you can win. Because it's really a great feeling.
The good news is, like, man, we all were forced to stop trading meme coins a long time ago because it just the game stopped working, the game stopped being fun. I just like that we're having fun with it. One last hurrah for Sats.
Yeah, one last hurrah.
You know? One last hurrah.
Might lose mid 5 figures, but at least we had fun.
The last thing I did want to say was yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that Elon called every crypto a scam, basically.
Yeah, not great
in court. Not great for your ass to rip it.
A bit shaky for Asteroid.
No, he said most. He said most, but some are legit.
Yeah, not all. Oh, he's talking about Asteroid there, guys. Yeah. Talking about Asteroid and Doge. That's the best comparison. I love that one. Let's get off of Asteroid Let's get off of Asteroid.
Dude, you guys watch the new Ansem podcast?
I did, man. I watched the reveal, and I was like, because I'm interested. I've been watching fucking Banks and the FaZe guys literally since I was a kid. This is the YouTubers I fucking grew up on, and I was expecting some some horror story with the streamers. He had some problems with the streamers, and then boom, Ansem's on my screen, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? What is this weird mix of people? Interesting idea. I know a lot of the streaming community. Like the stable Ronaldos, and a lot of people are not a big fan of this. So I think it's gone down mixed, mostly negative, but mixed. I think a lot of people in crypto have a bad association of Banks as well. In all fairness, everyone loves to call him a scammer, but I think he just got tied up in the wrong shit at the wrong time, which is also the excuse every scammer uses. But I don't think he had ill intentions. But neither did Ben Pasternak. So, it's a bit of a funny one, man. I don't know. Did you guys watch this podcast?
Just a couple clips.
I watched clips and I watched the reveal video, and dude, it's the only thing on my news feed right now. So
you do have to hand them to this. I know I have this sick painting in the background, and that's a nice little perk for us, right? Some artwork, but their setup is legit. That's a great studio setup.
It is.
Really I assume it's different. They're not there in the same place, right?
No,
they each have their own setup.
Green screen.
But they put a lot of work into that. It looks great. I didn't really listen to enough of the content to say if it was helpful or not. But Wood, did they sound prepared? They actually had helpful.
They sounded prepared. Yeah, they sounded prepared. I think it's a weird mix of people.
Yeah,
is definitely my thing. It's Ansem is this super integral part of crypto Twitter. Tapped in, knows very in depth what's going on. Banks is more on the periphery of that, and probably connects to Zoomers and Gen Z people, and maybe some people that are older who do watch streaming and Twitch stuff already. So he brings that audience into it. And I just am curious how the chemistry ends up building. I mean, we've done almost 60 of these episodes. And so we've gotten to know each other very well. We can talk, whatever, but we had relationships before that, right? So I'm curious how that develops. I think that's going to be interesting because they are coming from two different places. It feels like a studio or Polymarket, whoever their sponsor is, just plucked these two random people who might have no connection to each other. And we're like, go make a show. And does that work? I'm curious to see how it works.
What was the main, were they just mostly shooting the shit, telling stories, or was it market focused? Because obviously I saw the clip where they're both pretty aggressively anti-crypto. I know that's the general sentiment around the world right now, but we've obviously called things how we've seen them here, and we've been forced to be pretty bearish, but I don't think we're ultimately we haven't made these proclamations hey, we're done, crypto's dead, we're done with it, right? We've just said it's in a rough spot. They kind of were of the very dismissive of other than hype, they were crypto's dead, we're not going to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
And yet both of them, I mean, Banks started doing other stuff, but that's really been the only markets they've like at least focused on in the media. So I'm curious, like, what their kind of angle is on this, like how finance focused is it going to be versus like cultural, whatever. But
yeah, I go on.
I assume it'll probably kind of be a balance of how we do things, how it's mostly market focused, but you sprinkle in like relevant finance adjacent stories going forward. I think their viewpoint, Ansem wrote a really long tweet yesterday, and this was kind of expressed in the show as well, about how crypto, dead, AI, whatever, most profitable companies in the world are all going to be turboed by everybody, basically proclaiming crypto dead. There's no reason to buy anything but stablecoins, perps. What do you think's an app that could do well is? And then basically saying you should just be in equities and bidding AI shitcoins.
It's crazy.
That was kind of a sentiment, which a lot of people, a lot of real hardcore crypto natives, I saw dunking on that take and saying like you're advising people to buy the top of the most speculative bubbles in equities since the .com bubble, while crypto is just like, at bottom levels. This has to be a bottom for crypto, and I kind of agree with that take to some degree. Like I'm sitting here.
I actually do think it's worth us discussing this because I can see both sides. Like, at the same time, there's an argument to be made, and I think what he's alluding to is this idea that like crypto, when it was really when there was this like speculatory excitement, we're talking like, this previous, run up from, call it 2016 all the way to 2022 or 2023, like it was very unclear what the foundation of crypto was. Like we kind of knew what it was, but there's all these different things it could morph into. It was going to be the future of finance was like the moniker, but literally like internet, like money on internet rails. And as that started to like unfold, there's all these companies that were clearly, as a result, like way overvalued. Like they never amounted to anything. Some found product market fit, but like becoming to be more like clear what they fundamentally are. There's still some of that exists, but in a way, this is where crypto and AI are so interconnected, is like that speculation has morphed, and a lot of those people have shifted from crypto to AI. And that's why I think there is a reasonable take to say like maybe AI is like that industry is the final form where it's overtaking, it's so much more, but it's also pulling in where all that speculatory excitement was. So then you talk about where in the cycle are we, but like you could argue, well, that was all a culmination to get us to the real thing, which is AI. I'm not saying I believe that, but like it kind of makes sense as an argument, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But it's like he says like, oh, you should be buying stocks in these AI companies, but it's like a lot of people don't have access to these AI deals. Where do you can't get exposure to private markets here, and a lot of these explosive moves are happening on private markets. By the time you get access to them, they're using you as exit liquidity. So where does that speculatory money go? Like, where's the gambling money go? Where's the guys looking for the fucking 50x go?
And I really dislike that a lot of these prominent accounts are kind of saying like, you should only be looking at private deals. You should look at these private deals. And it's like, that's not realistic, because what the average person, if they try to go find it, you can find a way to get some type of proxy of access, but on very predatory terms. Like very predatory conditions for your access.
As we all know.
And you should not be doing that unless you have real access and insight. The term is private for a reason. Like it's not a public market. So,
and I think that's a bull case of things like Hyperliquid, though, is they can create liquid markets for private things like this.
Yeah,
potentially democratize that process, like Trade XYZ or whatever. Like someone's going to build that out on crypto rails.
They've just Trade XYZ put in like a more focused like approach on private markets, didn't they? I think today, which is kind of pricing out ventures, since they're just simply doing what they do now. But it's still like you're getting access to them or way higher than you would like. It's like, are you going to hit a fucking 100x on them? No. So it's a bit of a tough one. But I do see where he's coming from. It is a controversial tweet, but like, I don't think it's too crazy from like what is actually reality now. Like a lot of these crypto projects, especially if you still like go through the top 100 crypto projects, it's like the most outrageous slop you've ever seen. We didn't really cleanse, the cycle. We didn't really cleanse the dog shit because they're all sitting on these crazy treasuries of ETH and Bitcoin, which holds up their value. So yeah, we haven't had like, who the fuck uses Polkadot? I don't want to shit on them, but like,
so now that said, and this goes back to now like Wood's side of the argument, which is potentially like everyone's jumping ship at around or near bottom. I think the clarification of that is like, it doesn't mean it's a bottom for everything, but what you could see is like, in a way, the pump fundification of everything, like the dilution of coins and all of these different assets. If, and I'm not saying this happens, but if we see a consolidation cleanse where it's like, okay, there are a few real things that are very interesting and not dead yet in terms of narrative. And all of a sudden you start to see gradually, it's not going to happen all at once, but all the dispersion siphon into people being excited about 2, 3, 4, 5 assets or whatever that are somewhat more real or have the potential to be real. We like Zcash. We think there's a real narrative. People like hype. Obviously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. Like, if it gets consolidated into a few and people start to recognize like the dispersion is going to condense as the market conditions improve, there is definitely some asymmetric upside on a few of these. We can't say which ones they're going to be, but like there's a case to be made that the great consolidation happens within that cleansing and you see a few assets really outperform. I think that's very possible.
Yeah.
I gotta say, you mentioned Zcash. I'd hate to be that guy, but that chart looks fucking really good at the moment. One of the only cryptocurrencies I hold. Don't want to be that guy, but that chart looks amazing, man. Big privacy guy. It looks good. I gotta say, it looks good, but also that is my bag.
That looks horny.
Yeah. It is my bag bias, but like, damn. Like,
one thing I want to say, going back.
The really interesting thing about Zcash is. Sorry, go ahead, Wood. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I just wanted to go back to Pump Fund quickly and say like the one thing Pump Fund did was it eliminated incentives for people to build in crypto. Like no one like, why am I going to build something when I can dev meme coins or I can trade, I can ride meme coins to billions of dollars that have no fundamental value because we're just speculating, we're just gambling. Meme coins and Pump Fund really extracted all of that like, I don't want to say like what made crypto, right? Like the character, like the camaraderie and all of it. I think it took a big chunk out of what everyone came here for in the first place. The culture is what I was looking for. And I think we need to see a return to that, like a return to we're building these for these principles and for these reasons. And that there needs to be a cleansing of some sort to get back to that. But like if we take a really hard look at ourselves and look at the last 3 years of what we've made money on and what we've traded and what's in the top couple hundred, like, and for us to sit here and be dunking on anyone telling us that crypto is a scam, like, come on, guys.
Yeah, it's a bit of
take a hard look at yourself.
Yeah,
take a hard look at what you traded. Go look at your transaction.
But I think there's an element of like what we're already seeing is like that process has happened, and there's now a fragmentation of like it's just different communities now. Like that world, that crypto meme coin, like it is full of basically just like coordinated manipulation, like. That's going to exist forever now. It's not going away, but I do think it's a smaller bubble that's like there's not a lot of people left doing that. It's not going to be this whole thing. The whole world's coming to do it. It's like the slot machines component of all this, and it will have it's an entertainment space. It'll have its pros and its cons, but I think you're going to see a fragmentation where it's like the people that are trading and speculating and kind of joining in the community around Zcash, or they're big in the hype perps trading ecosystem or whatever. It's just not the same people. So I think there's a fragmentation of these different sectors now that need to actually, maybe they all get looped in from a stigma standpoint, but they're not the same people anymore. They're not the same like communities. And eventually I think that becomes clear. It's like, okay, those are different industries in a way.
Yeah, the guys buying Zcash are very different to the guys fucking bidding Pump Fund. Like two different fucking sides of the planet right now.
The people in your meme coin trading chat, no matter what, they're not looking at the Zcash chart. They're not looking at Ethereum or Solana or whatever. That's irrelevant to them. You know.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I think even last cycle that was like completely different. Like you said, everyone was looking. Like the Bitcoin moves will be celebrated, you know. Like Bitcoin makes a big move up, everyone on the timeline euphoric, and now it's like no one holds any weight. Yeah, no one actually cares. Like
the whole point, you know, the in 2023, the meme coin trading frenzy, the reason it blew up, what in my opinion, was this concept of stacking Solana, because you had this massive community. People were super bullish about Solana. It had just survived the darkest depths of a bear market and clearly had this momentum. At least my mindset and everyone in my group chat's mindset was like, how do I get my hands on more Solana? That was why people were doing it.
Yeah, and meme coins were like a vehicle to get more Solana. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I was doing. I was trading against Solana and holding Solana.
You know, it's funny.
As my stable coin.
It's funny. I never done that. I always stacked USDC. Pretty much the whole way. Like I had some Solana, but I would separate it a lot. Like I wouldn't treat the Solana as my main stack. Everything I would trade, I would literally trade straight to Jupiter. And keep
because
separate.
You're the Capri Sun generation, Sats. You're this is the young.
How many more Capri
the young
Suns?
Grasshoppers came in and they trade into stables. You know?
How many more Capri Suns have you had in the last 48 hours?
Embarrassing amount. Like the sugar fucking takes it out of me now. Like
I need diabetes by the end of this.
Yeah, I know. I'm on a speed run. I'm on a speed run now of diabetes. It's kind of bad. I've only got like 3 left though. So
that's disgusting.
Got on a call with him when he woke up yesterday morning, and he sounded hungover as shit. I'm like, dude, you have a big night out last night? He's like, gosh, the Capri Suns are hitting.
Capri Suns, bro, taking me out. It's taking me out. It's heavy drink, heavy drink. You guys wouldn't know. No one knows the situation. A Capri Sun and a Zin. You're back in the game, bro. You're back in the game, no matter what's going on.
That's just a cancer waiting to happen. I wanted to pull up this tweet. DeFi hacks in April summarized.
Oh, I saw this.
You guys see this?
Yeah, fucking hell. That's a bad one, isn't it? What?
Holy
like
shit.
What
you
is
guys saw there was another one a day or two ago.
Yeah.
With the ETH wallets.
What's the reasoning for this? What's the upswing? Is it AI? Is it
North Koreans hard at work? I have no idea.
Yeah. It might be the Koreans hard at work. There has to be a specific read. Like none of this shit just like no amount of hacks just spawn in one month and everyone goes, oh, this is normal. Like something has to have ticked, and I feel like the only thing that did tick is AI.
Let me ask you guys a question though. Also, count all of these. How many of these protocols have you heard of?
Yeah, I mean, fucking Drift.
Honestly, I've only heard of Drift because of your connection there, Swizzle. And you telling me about it before, but if I hadn't known that, I would have heard of none of these.
You know what is a possibility? A lot of these are exit scams by team, allegedly.
Yeah, very, very possible.
Likely, honestly.
Very, honestly, because they're going, crypto's in the mud here. I'm trying to buy my new fucking penthouse. Let me slip out real quick.
Bro, imagine exit scamming for 60 grand.
Yeah, that's pretty
sub-query.
Yeah, that's not a great one, isn't it? That's not a great one.
Tetanus Finance, Theta Nuts. What is it? Theta Nuts.
Yeah.
Finance 50K.
I've heard of none.
That was for sure just the founders were like, all right, Theta Nuts didn't work out. Let's get out of it.
But like Rhea Finance has almost nearly $19 million. What the who is giving Rhea Finance $19 million? It's insane.
I don't know. Scallop
or Kelp DAO. I still can't get over Kelp DAO having 293 million.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. That's a fucking insane
Sats,
one.
now that you mention it, that has got to be what's happening. Right?
Yeah. Like founders just going, look, guys, we need to get out.
So I saw this guy who works for the Solana Foundation tweet. DeFi summer of 2021 was basically the .com bubble of 2000. Eventually, tech recovered and it ate the world. So will DeFi. Don't bail on it before you get a chance to make billions.
Billions
what is your take on that
billions
tweet?
Make billions with your 5% yield.
Yeah, billions is a big stretch, It tops out 6% yield and you may lose everything. but you could make millions.
You could make 6%.
Wait, hold on. I love how the guy who tweeted this, Abdul, I see previous head of DeFi at Monad. Fucking hell, man. So he bailed.
Also a desert dweller.
Big guy, yeah. Fella. Yeah. Head of DeFi.
I think to your point, Sats, just like you can risk everything to make 6%. And you look at these numbers of all the money taken in 1 month, and you're sitting here saying to yourself, you know what? I think I'm going to put my money in Aave, which is the safest one, right? Aave just got fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a low point, but like we come to crypto for asymmetric returns. DeFi doesn't have that.
No.
Why am I gonna risk my money here? Unless I'm trying to evade taxes and I have no other option. That's the only reason. That's the primary use case of these things.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of the money left in these protocols, like people who made like ancient whales who made money and they never pulled out and realized it. And then they get caught in this shitstorm, get caught playing in Kelp DAO, fucking around. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. Getting burned on Kelp DAO is a tough one. I think if I got burnt in one of these things, if Camino got burnt, yeah, I would have lost some cash. I would have lost maybe 15, 20% of my port nearly. And I would have felt like a right twat because someone who sat through FTX and then you get burned, like there's actually no excuse. Like you're just a moron.
But look, man, like at the same time, like if you are going to use these protocols, like Camino, it's different than using Tetna nuts or whatever. Use the top protocols.
Yeah.
You know, like don't you like these have got to be the ones where it's like you're so much further down the risk curve, and they're probably, I bet these guys are, you know, offering you 16% yield or something crazy. It's like you should be able to read between the lines and know that.
Yeah. If you don't know where the yield comes from, you're the fucking yield.
Yeah.
You're the one customer that they have, and now your 52K is at risk. Like, probably want to.
Yeah, but then you say look at the big protocols. It's like Aave just got fucked. You know that. I still haven't pulled out of Camino. I pulled out some. I pulled out like another 5% or something.
But Aave did get bailed out, right?
They did, yeah, they did. But like still, I think I'll end up net zero and taking everything out of DeFi within the next few months because I just couldn't sit through the pain of losing money in that dumb way for an extra 2% than what I would be earning in safe assets.
At this stage, the reason you do it is familiarity and comfort, right? You've just been doing it that way for so long, you're used to it. I think that's the other reason. Like actually user interface with a lot of these crypto products is just way slicker too. And we get used to interfaces being better. And it's like you go to TradFi products and you're like, man, it's so bulky and hard to navigate, but it is safe. So there's something to be said for that too.
Who should feel dumber, the guy that lost money on Kelp DAO or Swizzle this morning when he realized he was holding the top charity coin that's just ripping fees off of every transaction?
Yeah, we might need to talk about this a little bit. I learned some unpleasant information here.
So all the new meta Pump Fund is pushing. Pump Fund announces they're burning $370 million of their tokens as like a bull case for their chart. All of the Pump Fund KOLs, aka their seed investors, are going on every podcast talking about how great their buybacks are. Yet they fail to just look at the chart and like open their eyes. I think like, you know, I saw Dudas do something. It's like, just look at the buyback numbers. I don't think Dudas has eyes.
No, he's looking at a different chart, man. He's looking at a different chart. He's looking at his unlocks. Like the closer he gets his unlocks, he's looking like going down. Going, what? Look at this chart. This is going to be a movie.
And so they make that announcement, which doesn't go over that well. Which basically is confirming that they're not doing an airdrop, right? Like you can't just burn your airdrop money. And then conveniently they slide in, we're doing charity coins now. So doing charity coins is built on the back of donate.gg, right, Sats?
Yeah, I don't know how it works when you buy the actual tokens on Pump Fund. I know what happens when you donate through donate.gg itself, but I don't know what happens on the front face when you buy the token on Pump. Don't know what the fees are there, But what I do
This
know
is
is
the nasty thing. I assumed they would have like the wherewithal that like whatever fees they collect would be also going to the charity, and I'm not so sure anymore. It's might be like business as usual for Pump. And
business as usual. Yeah. All I know.
I don't want to
all
say
we
that.
know-
I don't really know how it works, but I have a bad feeling that there is just another level of moral depravity going on here.
Yeah.
And
All we know
didn't
for a
really
fact,
piece.
yeah.
Still haven't pieced 2 and 2 together. I hope
Yeah.
that's not the case.
All we know as a fact is donate.gg charges 3% fees on your charity donations.
It used to be 4.
Yeah, I think it used to be 4. Where them fees go, you know, it's a bit shaky. You scroll down, it's like we use it to off ramp. We use it to transfer to USD and send to the charity. I don't remember when off ramps took a 3% fee. I don't remember that at all. So, you know, where's the other 2.9% going? Say you know, off ramp fee is 0.1%, which is pretty standard. Where's the other 2.9 going? Like whose wallet am I donating to here? You know, it seems a little crazy what doing.
Yeah,
This is on the Donate GG website, or this is on the Pump Donate GG disclosures.
Donate.
They charge fees for donation processing, digital asset conversion, off ramping, routing, settlement, other related services. That doesn't sound like a thing that requires 3%.
3%, yeah, and 3% is the number, like 100% confirmed on the donate.gg website. So, yeah, it is a little. Maybe there's something I'm missing. You know, where
so who's is the founder doxed of Donate GG? Do we know this person?
Yes, yeah, it's Leap. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people are asking the question like, where's the 3% go? I think everyone's just like, you know,
well, it goes into his pocket. Everyone knows where the money goes. We're not like you're not jumping to conclusions there. No, people. It's crypto.
Yeah.
No one does anything out of the goodness of their fucking heart in this industry. This guy wasn't like, oh, I'm going to launch a donation website so we can donate all this money and I'm going to do great for the fucking world. He was like, oh, I'm going to try to make money off of this. How can I make money off of charity? And like, that's pretty low, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Shame on Pump Fund for this.
I'm not going to lie.
Shame on Donate GG, and shame on Swizzle for buying one of these coins without knowing what was going on.
I saw the Wish coin yesterday have like 25 mil in volume and be at $2 million market cap. And if there's ever a sign of a farm, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Like just washing money left and right through it, ripping fees off of it, market making, stealing like.
So this goes back. I mean, guys, this goes back to what we were talking about, where I'm like, this is not the same industry as Bitcoin and Ethereum and so on. It is not the same industry as people who are even perps trading alts. No. It's not the same industry.
No, it's not.
And I think we need to create a separation where people understand that this is not going away. These types of things, it's going to be an industry. It's the slot machines of the whatever you want to call it, like. And we need to find a way to separate, or and not have crypto be defined by this. Because I think there is a fundamental difference. Like, it's totally different to like even gamble and speculate and perps trade, I don't know, Chainlink or whatever you want. That's fine. It's different than this, Yeah.
And I think you need to decide, what part of the industry you want to be in. But the problem is that historically speaking, this maybe grayer side of the market is where you get asymmetric returns from.
Yeah.
And
I knew you were going to say that, and you're right. You're right.
And so that's the reality of the situation. And that is where I made the most of my money. I know you guys are in the same boat. So it's, it's like the guy that logs into crypto every day just to shit on crypto. Like I can't say that I can't hate it. I don't love what it's turning into to some degree. Like I think the intentions were different at first. At least I like to think so.
It was just a little more like, I don't want to say the veil was off, but like it was a little more like transparent because it was an entertainment ecosystem. Right now, it's like there's a lot more going on. This is like institutionalized extraction.
It's probably a good way to.
That's why we don't fully check out, because we recognize there may be gains to be made here, and that's a reality.
I just don't see that changing though either. You know, like Sats, you a few weeks ago were like, "Oh, we're going to be trading in the Zcash trenches this time next year."
God willing.
God willing.
God
But
willing.
like,
That would be cool. That would be very cool, actually.
Yeah.
the reality of the
I'll
situation is like, I had this horrible. I was saying something earlier in the show. We have to take a hard look at ourselves and think about like where we are as an industry and what we all like traded and made money on the last couple of years. Like nothing of substantive value, but like we haven't come up with a new meta since the meme coin supercycle meta. People call the AI thing like the AI meta, but that was just meme coins with a different wrapper, right? We have done like nothing that has provided asymmetric returns in multiple years now that has been of any intrinsic value whatsoever. And how do we
There
get
is
back
a new
to that?
there is a new meta that I don't know if the gains are asymmetric, but people are they are trading crazy volume on them, and that's prediction markets. Like that has emerged. It's a crossover. It's not all the same people, but like it's definitely, there's a lot happening there. I mean, is that crazy to say?
No, I don't think so. I saw something the other day actually, and it was the top hyperliquid perp traders like buy wallets are also some of the top guys on Polymarket and Kalshi. So there's clearly money who is very, very smart and very good playing these markets as well. And it seems they're also paying attention, but it seems like this little cohort of the guys chasing asymmetric returns are not paying attention to it because it's like they can't hit that massive play, I guess, but they can. But I think, it's not the same, is it? It's not.
It requires a different type of calculus. It's like you have to find an edge in markets of any kind, and you have to figure out how to like arbitrage your edge and find a way to exploit your edge. And I think it's just a new system. It's like, it's a little bit different than trading crypto, but in a way it's similar.
Can you give an example of what you mean, Swizzle? Like finding.
Well, I think like some of the top polymarket traders, for example, I read a story about this guy who this was back a couple years ago during, I forget which election it was actually, but like he basically was trading like every political event outcome, and he made like $300,000 on Trump getting elected at this election cycle, and made most of the money after it was already known that Trump was winning, because he was basically able to like arbitrage across like delayed feeds or whatever, and like basically as soon as he had the information confirmed, he had these ways to get all these different bets at different spreads in and everything. Like that is kind of similar. You think about like maybe it's a weird example, but like the DeFi farming and everything that happened back in the day, like some of the same skills are associated with that, where it's like figuring out where you can find a little bit of an information edge, and then exploit it as quickly as you can before that edge disintegrates. I don't know if you guys agree with that, if that makes sense, but like I think there's things within prediction markets where people who are trading crazy volume are finding a little bit of an edge and figuring out better ways to like exploit that edge.
Yeah. I kind of agree. But it's like it takes a lot of brain power, what a lot of people don't have, to figure out that said edge, because it's not easy, and you're fighting against some of the smartest people in the world, and now you're fighting against AI bots and shit like that who are trying to do the same thing. But yeah, I kind of agree.
Is that any different than like the way people are trading meme coins now? Is it's all wallet tracking and bundles and trying to get in and out and liquidity pools and all that stuff. Like it's gotten very complicated if you want to be good. I think there was like a mindset shift because the meme coin super cycle was this crazy little phase in life where like you had to dumb yourself down, and it was really simple. It was like buy coin, hold coin longer than people think is rational, and that was how you won. But for most of history, it's been like figuring out ways to operate quick and with an edge and on smaller margins and scale that out is typically how people have made gains, right?
Yeah. the meme coin super cycle was very, very different to real. Like, it's tough. It brings us back to the question: do we ever think that sort of market will ever return?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think you just need frothy market conditions, right? Like,
Yeah. But it's like,
Dude,
brings us back to Ansem's tweet. Like, is money interested in other things right now? Like, what's going to get Bitcoin? What's the news story that gets Bitcoin back to 120K? You know, that's the way I look at it right now. That's the way I look at the Bitcoin chart right now. Because it's not stocks ripping to all-time high. It's not Trump speaking about it anymore. It's what news story brings us back to 120K
well,
right now.
Here's the thing, though.
National Reserve.
Sentiment is so bad right now.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is up 14% on the month.
Yeah. True.
14% is a lot, right? Like, I know that we're down a lot from all-time highs. I know, but like, it's not like in the short term over the past 60 days, like it's been this terribly performing asset like people are making it out to be.
Okay, to play devil's advocate here, last month the stock market went up 11% and Bitcoin went up what, 14? And Bitcoin's meant to be the volatile asset here. And
Bitcoin is the volatile asset relatively.
Yeah. It's pulled a 14% move while stocks have pulled an 11% move.
Yeah. My thing with Bitcoin right now is you're exposing yourself to volatility, but like your upside hasn't been any better than equities.
Yeah. This is what I struggle with. You know? Yeah. This is what I struggle with.
Well, yeah. Look, I hold no Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I sort of agree with you.
I hold no stocks. Yeah, fuck.
But it's a much harder game. Asset selection is a much harder game.
Yes.
If you choose the right ones, Zcash is up like 40%. Hyperliquid is up only 12. I guess that's a bad example.
You guys are gonna make
Venice token is up. You guys know the VVV? It's like an AI token. It's up 32%. So on the year, that's up 500% or something. Sorry, 70%.
VVV airdropped me like 40 grand earlier in the year. 20. That was awesome. I don't know.
All I'm saying is maybe it's not Bitcoin, but like there's pockets. There's pockets of outperformance.
There's pockets of outperformance. We're gonna get that, but like there's no path to a meta of any sort that will lead to the type of froth we experienced in DeFi summer, meme coin supercycle era, AI stuff. Like there's nothing on the horizon that I can even envision coming close to that.
But then again, it's like every bear market is like that, and like it was the same sort of thing. But it is, in my opinion, it hasn't got to that point yet. I feel like it sounds bad. I would like lower Bitcoin, but so would everyone.
So what about this? When is like the Anthropic and OpenAI IPOs?
I think Anthropic delayed it. I think OpenAI is planned for like Q3.
Okay, so later this year for both, or maybe beginning of next year. Like
I think next year for Anthropic, maybe
fourth quarter 2026 OpenAI.
Okay, so is it? I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but could it be fair to speculate? Like this is like there's a crazy build up, and everyone like is focused on that up until the point of the IPO. Maybe a couple crazy weeks post IPO of action, and then a lot of money has been made and realized there.
True. Yeah.
You guys may be right. Maybe it doesn't go back into crypto. Maybe it goes somewhere else. Maybe it stays and doubles down where it's at. But there's always these inflection points in history and market cycles where massive generational wealth transfers happen and gains are made. And then there's an excess of like frothy capital, people who it's put in their hands who they've never made that type of capital before. And then they want to go put it somewhere else, and there's a rotation of sorts that happens.
Is that into crypto?
I don't know if that's. I'm not saying it's into crypto, but it's feasible that like this whole thing where all anyone can focus on it's only AI. That's the only thing that exists. That's the only thing that's happening. Is it going to be that way for the rest of time? Like history would say that there's probably going to be some type of rotation, and there will be a rotation into another area that will have, you know, a big wealth
Yeah,
effect.
big event. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. And it does make sense. It's just, I think it depends where AI is at the time. Like, if AI stagnates between then and now, or is it still like booming as it is now? Because I think a lot of them are running into problems right now with how expensive it is. Like, Anthropic is obviously spending a lot of fucking cash on keeping servers up, and they're struggling with the amount of users. I don't think OpenAI is struggling yet, but yeah, it's these businesses take a lot to run. They're expensive. I saw something like I can't remember the number. I don't want to say a wrong number, but like the amount they spend a year is just unfathomable.
Yeah, I've got it right. I've got it right here in the notes, actually. So, like, all of these, the Mag 7, they all have their earnings, right? And they all, I think they all beat they all beat expectations on earnings and revenue. But the caveat is, like, the combined AI capex across these Mag 7 companies is approaching like 500 billion, 600 billion for 2026.
Yeah.
So that's the thing where people can't decide, because earnings are justified, like revenue is justified. Like, these companies are consistently outperforming expectations, growing rapidly, but their spend is growing rapidly on this.
They're like manufacturing companies now. So they're not even like there used to be these tech giants who had like low expenses, tons of revenue per employee, and now it's like they got to spend all this fucking money for the first time. And how does that affect multiples going forward?
Yeah, especially when RAM and these computer parts, what they actually rely on, are just skyrocketing. Like, I think you guys might not see this the most, but I used to like build a lot of PCs and shit, like real nerd shit back in the day.
Doesn't surprise me based on the Rubik's Cube, if we're being honest.
Yeah, there you go. And the RAM I used to put in my computer even 3 or 4 years ago used to cost me $200, and now that same RAM's costing me like $800. So
Jesus.
It is actually insane. Like, and you got to think that's a consumer product. Like, a lot of people just go buy on Amazon, and it's just now priced a lot of people out of even owning a computer, let alone owning a AI subscription. What costs $200 a month already? You now have to pay for the RAM to put in your own PC, and you got to buy this expensive ass software and computer to actually fucking run it. Yeah, crazy.
You know what? We're all just gonna start rotating into fish-headed Asians who have tiny cannons, right?
This is insane.
This is my favorite story.
So many good memes.
So many good memes. It was so good. I know everyone's been talking about it. But the line, "I bet your little Asian fish head wife doesn't have these cannons," is the funniest thing I've ever read in my goddamn life.
This is TradFi, folks.
This is this fits the narrative. This fits the narrative of what everyone thinks like investment banking's like. Like, they all were like, "Oh yeah, it's this crazy internal thing," and now people are going to see this story and be like, "We were right." Insane, man.
There was that. I mean, saying his balls didn't taste like curry. Like little.
What is the context of that? I'm a little confused how that came up.
He was Indian.
Yeah, he's an Indian guy.
He was Indian, so there were tons of Indian jokes in this. And apparently the guy, it was all bullshit, and the guy was some married dude who got fired or something, and threw a bullshit.
Oh, it's not true?
No, it's not true at all.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not true.
Oh, I thought this was all real.
Yeah, I thought it was real.
It's real, but none of it actually happened. This guy made it all up.
But did he?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't know. Seems pretty likely to me. I like the story. Sometimes you can't let the truth get in the way of a
crazy details to just come up with.
Yeah,
it's like he wrote like an erotica novel and then was like submit art. It was like performance art for him. But did you guys also see Brian Johnson, the like life guy who wants to live forever, posted the microbiology report of his wife's vagina?
It's a bad one.
And then tweeted out, I just had oral sex with her, and then tweeted out her microbiology report saying it was like the most pristine vagina of all vaginas out there.
Top 1%. Top 1% vagina.
Top 1%. And then Henry, pull up this last tweet because this is my favorite tweet. In the
Is that going to start being the flex? Like, is that going to be like the flex? Like, yo, my wife, top 1%, bro. Like,
top 1%. But then look at.
I don't know if a lot of people are on the same page as Brian Johnson.
Yeah,
look at this ball. Look at this ball knower report though. Just combining two stories, the two tweets into one.
Genius.
Imagine the microbiome report with the picture of the JP Morgan woman with cannons.
Wait, so this woman didn't do any of this stuff?
No, but I like to think she did.
Imagine being
what
her,
guy
man.
out. Imagine being the guy and having to go and say you cried because she was like she was like a good-looking woman.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone is going to be crying over any of this.
I saw loads of people like I'm gonna start applying for JP Morgan, bro. Get me in the fucking in JP. Yeah, crazy.
I don't know, man. Anyways, I love that tweet. Cool. That's all I got, guys. Good chatting today. We'll be back Tuesday, 12 o'clock Eastern. Let's hope Bitcoin goes to 150K in one candle this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
I'm here for that.
As long as our altcoins go along with them. Right?
Specifically Asteroid.
Specifically Asteroid. Yeah, I hope so too. I'm wishing you guys luck. Good luck.
Nice.
Good luck on Asteroid. I'll be there cheerleading you from the sidelines. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll be back Tuesday. Go check out FOMO and their new web app today. Promo code RISKON. Download it. Play with it. Trade with it. Just don't trade charity coins. And we'll be back.
Sweet guys.